Do you want to see how easy it is to make yourself a reusable tote bag? Stick around, this is for you. You will need 2 of the lining fabric. Those are 14 by 14. This is the outside 14 by 14, and then of the outside fabric, you're going to need these for straps. This is 4 by 22, and you need 2 of those. Now I'm going to fold both of these in half, wrong sides together, and then I'm going to iron a crease in it. So now they look like this. Now I'm going to open that back up, and I'm going to fold each side into the line. So now I'm going to just iron it flat. Right now it looks like this. Now I'm going to fold it in half again. So I folded that in half, and now I'm going to sew right along this edge. Straps look like this. So now I place this fabric right sides together, and I'm going to sew from here all the way around to here, leaving the top open, and I'm going to do the same thing with that one. We're going to sew that at a 1/4 inch seam. So right now it's starting to look like a bag. I want this to be able to stand up, so I'm going to have to create the flat bottom. So I'm going to put this kind of like a triangle. So I'm going to measure out about 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to take my disappearing ink pen and make a line right here. I'm going to sew right along here, and I'm going to do that on both sides. I've already marked this one. I'm going to do this to both the lining and the outside fabric, and then after you sew that, make sure you do these you backstitch really well, and then you're going to snip these off on both sides. Now I'm doing the same thing to the outside fabric. This is what they look like at this point. So now I am going to turn the lining fabric so that the right side is out, and I'm going to insert it into the main fabric, and I'm going to make sure that I line up the seams. So I lined up my seams, and then I pinned those so that they don't move when I go to sew it. So now I'm going to measure about 3 inches in from the seam, and in between the lining and the main fabric, I'm going to insert the strap. You want to make sure that they are not twisted before you sew this. So right now I have this one pinned here and that side pinned there, and they are between the main fabric and the lining. So now I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to do the same exact thing with this other strap. So now that I have the straps all tucked in there, I am going to sew all the way around the top of this bag, but I do need to leave a little spot somewhere so that I can turn it right side out. Okay, so I sewed all the way around, except I left that one little hole at the top, and I'm going to turn this right side out now. Hopefully you guys are still all with me at this point. Now we just need to tuck the lining down into the bag. Now to finish my bag, I put a fancy stitch all the way around the top so that I could close up that spot where I turned it. You could use any type of stitch you wanted. I just think the fancy one makes it look a little better. So there's my finished bag.